Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to the comedy extravaganza that is The Adventures of E. Strap yourselves in because in this podcast we dive into hilarious personal stories, mishaps, and everyday life. From the awkward encounters at the grocery store to trying to adult in a world that seems determined to trip us up at every turn. So whether you're listening during your commute or just kicking back with a cup of coffee, get ready to laugh until your sides hurt. Here's your host, Elissa.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for coming back for another week with me, Elissa, and your sidekick,
Jason.
or my sidekick, I guess.
Yeah.
He's all of our sidekicks.
I'm everybody's
guys.
sidekick.
That's true. That
Yeah.
is accurate.
I'm just living the dream. I'm everybody's sidekick.
You don't have that main character energy?
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
You're a liar.
I'm just in the background. Like I just do all the things. Yeah.
In the background, my ass. Anyway, this week's going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Some things have happened since our last episode that I almost quit and gave up and threw everything in the trash can and walked away. So I wanted to tell you about that dumpster fire. But first, is there anything you want to share with us this week?
The one important thing I am going to share is my boy, Tom, reached out after one of our previous episodes and said, schedule it.
He did. So we did.
Yep. So it's coming.
It's happening.
Sooner rather than later.
Woo.
We just don't know exactly when yet. Well,
We
we
do.
do.
You
But
don't.
we're not going to tell anybody yet.
It's the one time we've got a one-up on somebody.
I know, right?
So, is that all you had with us? To share
Yeah.
with us?
Yeah, that's really all I got.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So with that, this is going to be very different. It's I kind of promised at the very beginning I would always be myself, and I had a moment, and Jason's like, you should really share that because I'm sure you're not the only one.
Yep.
So here we go.
Share away.
And away we go. Story time. No. It is. So Jason had shared a reel on Facebook of me talking because we were working into the whole video portion of our podcast show, whatever.
Right.
And so, excuse me. Last week was the first week like I had actually watched any footage or any reels or anything that you had thrown out there.
Right.
I usually listen to our podcast every week because it helps trigger news stories sometimes or whatever.
So that's where all the listeners are coming from.
It's me.
It's you.
It's really just me.
It's really just you.
Just a
on
million
repeat.
times over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just can't get enough. Whatever. I had watched it and my heart broke. And the reason is I don't know any other descriptive word. I literally look like Jabba the Hutt. Like, this is not to be funny. Like, that's literally how I felt when I saw that clip. And I screen capped it and I sent it to Jason and my mom. And I was like, why did nobody tell me? Like, you guys are terrible. And some of it was a lot of other things, but some of it, a lot of it's me. My weight has been an issue my entire life. Honestly, as far back as I can honestly remember.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my first weight loss doctor when I was in middle school. My mom took me. Like, that's just how open it was. And like,
Right.
Anyway, so when I was a teenager, my mom took me to a weight loss doctor. I lost a ton of weight. I kept it off until my dad passed away. I gained some of it back. I lost it again by going back to the same weight loss doctor, and I kept it off until I got pregnant with a man-child.
Yeah.
When that happened, a lot of things happened, and we don't need to get into that, but there was a lot of depression. There was a lot of postpartum depression involved with that, things that I didn't understand at 21. Anyway, food has been a constant in my life. Every family get-together, every event is based around food.
Right.
And we grew up on a farm, or I did. My family did. And
Yeah, I sure as hell did.
right. And like my grandma my grandma Slaughter cooked for everybody. And I mean, like, she was amazing. Like, she could make anything. And it was amazing. My mom's an amazing cook and baker. Like, it's just, we've always showed love with food.
Right.
And so that's another part of my issue. I have been in therapy for this for years with my binge eating disorder, which goes hand in hand with ADHD as well. But yeah, I almost threw everything away because of that one reel. I lost my mind and I was sobbing and I was like, how could they not tell me?
But see, and this is also something that I'm gonna say very adamantly, is the fact that I have never once viewed you in any negative light. Like, I have always loved you for who you are. Like,
Right.
you know, weight, body type, any of those types of things has never come into play for me. So,
Right.
you know, it's definitely not something that
It's
has,
never come from you ever.
right.
Yeah.
But I also feel bad in a way because I'm the one that, you know, not thinking, like, I'm not paying attention to that. Like, I'm not thinking along those lines. I'm just thinking along the lines of, oh, you know, putting something on social media.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Oh, I was never upset with you.
I know, but like, it's something that I put out there that essentially triggered your fear or trauma or whatever you may want to
Yeah.
potentially classify it as. It's, you know, it got brought to light very abruptly.
Yes, it did. And it hit me harder than I realized, I think.
And why do you think that is?
I don't really know. Like, so I'm gonna bring up a controversial topic that, you know, it's been an open topic in my life. So 2 years ago, I had the lap band surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Did really, really well with it for like 6 months, but also never got it adjusted. Did
Yep.
really well.
Just the initial surgery.
I got adjusted finally. Like, they hounded me to get adjusted, and I finally did it, and I felt great. And then the second time I got adjusted after that, it was when I started throwing up.
Yeah.
And that's when all my issues really kind of started. I went back and forth with the doctor about it, about what should we do, and actually that's a lie. I only saw him once post-surgery. I went back and forth with it with his MPs about what are we going to do? Like, I can't live like this. Like, I'm throwing up all the time.
Which let me just say, that's kind of shitty that the doctor never reinvested with you after getting you in for the surgery. Like, that's just a me thing. Like,
I don't disagree, but it is what it is, and it happened.
Yeah, for sure.
So finally, there were multiple appointments with Mom went with me, and she heard me ask, like, what are we going to do about this? Like, because essentially every time I went in and I actually got adjusted, they charged me for a procedure.
Yeah.
Because they use lidocaine to numb the area before they inject the saline.
Yep.
So I was getting billed every time with a copay of like $250.
Mhm.
So my whole thing was I wanted to lose weight, but I also didn't realize like how much money at this point I have invested in this thing.
Right. And the interesting part was the surgery in and of itself, with the insurance coverage we had at the time, literally cost us $500 out of pocket.
Yeah.
$500.
That was it. So I had fluid taken out at some points. Anyway, she basically told me, the MP told me that it was all my fault. I wasn't chewing enough. I wasn't drinking enough. I wasn't eating the right. Like, it was always my fault.
Right.
It was always my fault.
It couldn't be anything else.
No, it was nothing else. It was
Yeah.
always my fault. To the point where I ended up getting sick December the following year. And I got some edamame stuck in my band, and I was throwing up water.
I remember that night very vividly. We went out to like a Chinese dinner, and you know, I had sushi. We were sitting at the bar, and
I got edamame because that was protein, and it would go down.
Yep.
And it didn't, obviously.
Nope.
I was throwing up water. They were afraid my band had eroded through my stomach. They made me come in, do a bunch of tests. They took the fluid out. And I psychologically at that moment didn't realize what had been happening.
Yeah.
What had been happening, what had happened was is I had basically been starving for almost a year.
Mhm.
That's what was going on. Like,
Mhm.
I looked like a sick Victorian child with, I mean, My eyes were sunken in. Like, I remember it
Mhm.
vividly. And I felt terrible all the time.
Yeah, like you had lost weight, but not in a
In a good
healthy
way.
way.
Not in a
Yeah,
good way
not
at
in a good
all.
way. Yeah.
And it was so frustrating because I realized I've been starving for over a year. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't right. So when I went up for a follow-up appointment, I had gained a little weight. And they said something about it. Okay. Whatever. It is what it is. So I got adjusted once since then. Went back, was having issues, had it taken out because I was throwing up and still gaining weight.
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. Which makes absolutely no sense.
It didn't. I am the fattest girl that doesn't eat. I say that to everybody. Like, they all laugh at me. And I'm like, I'm serious.
And you really don't eat.
I don't eat a whole
And
lot.
that's the odd thing. I kind of blow your shit about that because I think it's because of a metabolism issue and you're not eating, so it doesn't allow your metabolism to step up.
Okay.
But anyways, continue on.
Thank you, sir. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I'd been starving. And so the second time I went in, they made another comment about how much weight I had gained. And I haven't been back because, first of all, they have made me feel ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pay them any more money.
Yeah.
And I really want this thing out at this point because I still throw up. You
Yeah.
saw that the other day.
Mhm.
And I didn't hardly eat anything.
Yep.
And I'm still fucking fat. Riddle me that, would you? So over the last year or so, I've had providers talk about my weight very openly. One did it in front of you not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have said, well, like, you've gained weight. What's going on? And I know with some of them, it is a cultural thing and it's okay. But for those of you who've never dealt with any kind of, I'm assuming, eating disorder, but especially somebody with a binge eating disorder, don't say shit like that.
Yeah, I mean it's very uncouth. Like it's not tactful.
Oh, God, no. The last one asked me where my Manjaro was.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Dana?
Flat out was like, yeah, we need to get you on that.
That was really, I was like, that was fucking hurtful.
You know, and the fucked up thing is like I never wanted to take it for any other reason other than like I just want to fix, my condition.
Your sugars.
My sugars,
Diabetes.
which has gotten a lot better.
Yeah. Much better.
But, and then people are prescribing it for weight loss. And it's like, it just doesn't, I don't know, like just the vibe behind it and the whole mindset behind it is kind of perverse in a way.
Well,
I guess maybe perverse is the wrong word, but
I guess a really tough lesson that I had to learn with my lap band is, and I've come a long way, even though I've gained weight, like I'm doing better now mentally, like with my food and my eating
right.
than I ever was before. But a part of that, I think, is realizing this is a tool. This is meant to be a tool. This isn't a end all, fix all, be all.
No.
It's a tool, just like I truly believe, like I'm hypothyroidism. Like I have everything fighting against me to not lose weight that, there are all kinds of meds that are used for multi-purposes for different things, losing weight, whatever the case may be, that I feel like there's such a stigma on it now because it's not being used as a tool.
Right.
It's being used as like a miracle drug, and that's not its intent.
Right, yeah.
That kind of does bother me in a way. And I have learned since having my surgery that it also bothers me when people say like, oh, like, I don't know, gastric bypass or the sleeve or whatever. That's just, what is it? A fix-all. That's not it.
Yeah.
If you go in with that kind of mentality, you will gain your weight back because that's not it. It's meant to be used as a tool to help you succeed.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone.
Yes, and I needed to learn that, and I learned that the very, very, very hard, wrong way. But I learned.
Yeah.
Progress over perfection. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, it takes time. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
That's true.
But the weird thing about the Manjaro, like, before I started taking Manjaro and I was like on all these other meds for my diabetes and whatnot, like I was losing weight and losing weight consistently, right? Now that I've started taking the Manjaro and getting my blood sugar and my A1C back to a normal range, guess what I haven't been doing? Losing any weight.
Hmm.
I'm still the same weight that I've been for like the last almost year now.
You're just evening
I'm
out.
stabilizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's interesting that, people prescribe this medicine for people just to lose weight. But then the interesting part is like I'm taking it and it's not helping me lose weight. It's just balancing out the blood sugar.
Hmm.
It's interesting.
Well, the blood sugar issue is an issue in a lot of people who are overweight. Like
Mhm.
me, I have blood sugar issues because I have PCOS.
Right.
Like, so, and I'm heavy. So that I already have two strikes against me there, where the Manjaro would help regulate that
Right.
and help me lose weight. Like, I get the science behind it. Like, I do understand it. It just, I get also what you're saying. And I get a lot of people who are upset about it being prescribed as a weight loss drug and not a diabetic medication. I get it, all sides of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as somebody who is overweight and heavy, and you see that drug as a tool, like it could be used for good.
Right.
And I feel like that gets overshadowed by the hatefulness of it all.
I don't disagree. And yeah, my mindset is like use whatever you've got at your disposal to benefit you, whether it
Right.
be a drug or whether it be a surgery or no matter what it is. I mean, if you've got something in front of you that can help your specific situation,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, fucking go for it,
Right.
I
I also thought this was interesting. A gal I've met long time ago, actually in a weird roundabout way through Facebook.
The book of the face.
Yeah.
The Facebook.
But she ended up living close to us, and super long story short, her nor I knew that the other one had this surgery in all these years that we've known each other, right?
Right.
Which I found interesting. But anyway, we actually went to the same surgeon. And without me telling her my story, she told me hers.
Mhm.
And she went through the exact same thing to the point where she was at another hospital and they're like, nope, this, like, you've had every complication basically like I've had.
Yeah.
Nope, we're taking it out and we're going to do a revision and we're going to do the sleeve and you're done. And she's lost, like, I don't know, quite a bit of weight, like 50 pounds over the last year since she's had the sleeve. And she's
Mhm.
like, it's crazy. Like, I can actually eat like normal people.
And you get full, but
and
not,
I'm full.
Yeah.
And I'm not throwing up like the
Right.
band.
It's not limiting and constricting things.
But it
yeah.
was nice, and it felt so good that somebody else had been to the same person for the same thing and had the same outcome like I did. So, like, I'm not just blowing this out of proportion. It's not just me, I guess.
Yeah. You
It's
don't.
nice to
you don't
not
feel
be in that
with it.
alone. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So, anyway, I just wanted to be open and honest and upfront about that.
So,
It was terrible.
so are you still happy that you decided not to throw everything in the trash?
Absolutely. Actually, there was just like literally one like glimmer of I'm going to throw it all away. And then I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? This is stupid.
So
So stupid. Just because you look like Shrek, Elissa, on your like toadstool, it's fine.
That'll do, donkey.
That's
That'll
how,
do.
that's how I feel most days. And that was the other thing I was going to actually bring up is
Oh, Lord.
I made numerous jokes about my eyebrows, but here's the thing, guys. I literally had to remind myself that I was going to be filmed tonight
Hmm.
and put my bra back on, by the way.
The brazier.
So here's the thing. Whether you choose to watch or listen, I don't care. I appreciate that you're here. But here's my problem. If I choose not to wear eyebrows one week, mind your business.
I won't say anything.
Not you. I mean everybody else.
No. See, here's the thing. You've always put me to task that I'm supposed to remind you.
Oh, I tell you when you're on eyebrow duty.
Yeah.
And that's like when I accidentally wipe one off. Like I do at work all the time. And they're like, Elissa, why do you look so surprised?
Yeah, you have a constant look of confusion on
Yeah.
your face. Yeah.
One provider said, when you don't have your eyebrows on, I'm like, do we need to call Coach Stroke?
I mean, that is kind of funny.
He came up to me one day, dead face, and goes, Elissa, you know what I miss? I was like, what? He goes, your eyebrows. And walked away. And I was like,
Oh, shots fired.
people have an opinion about my eyebrows. They have an opinion about my weight. Mind your business. I know your lane sucks, but stay in it anyway.
People fucking have opinions about everything.
Everything.
Everything. Doesn't matter. You're
You're damned if you do and damned if
Yeah,
you don't. I
I
don't
mean-
care who you are. That's the truth.
the stupidest thing, like you could say, oh, I'm going to film video with an iPhone. And somebody's like, no, you need to use an Android, or a Samsung,
I don't know.
or just whatever. Like everybody has an opinion about something. And that's, in a way, it's kind of a beneficial thing, that whole freedom of speech, opinion.
Yay.
opinion thing.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yeah, and like shut the hell up, bro. Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
like here's the thing. I like to tell everybody I'm a pretty easy, open-minded, non-judgmental person.
Yeah, unless we're people watching, and then we kind of get judgmental.
We do.
But
we
in
do.
a fun way.
Yeah.
In a fun way.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. But my point of it is I don't care what you do. I just don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Or not hear about it. Who knows? I don't know. It's not bothering me. What the fuck do I care?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I mean, you always have been kind of surprised by my ability to just be like, fuck it, I don't care.
I know. You're
Yeah.
rubbing off on me.
That's good.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Yeah, just a little bit. A little bit. It's like just a little bit of dandruff. Just,
Ew.
you know.
First of all, it's not dandruff. It's called elder dust. Okay,
Elder
in my
dust.
world.
Elder dust.
Okay, stop. Stop it.
All right, so we're gonna move on away from that.
Yes.
So no skin.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, no. That was nasty. Nasty. Rude is what you are.
Rude. So what else? I mean, what were some of the other feelings that you had kind of come about, and thoughts with that?
I don't know that I don't have many more thoughts, if you know what I mean. No. I do remember, and I did want to say this. I think we touched on it one time, but it's been a very, I've tiptoed around it, not so much you, but when I did initially lose all that weight, I distinctly remember you never spoke on, oh, you've lost more weight, you look good.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't figure that out for a long time. And then my mom kind of was like, you dummy, it's because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings because he loves you no matter what. And I was like, oh, well, now it all makes sense.
Yeah, I'm an asshole, but I'm a decent husband.
Yeah.
Most days.
You have your shining moments.
Most days.
Anyways, moving on.
Because like I said, I view you the same regardless.
I know. And now that I've gained the weight back and looking back, I'm very appreciative that you didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Diaries of a Fat Girl.
I got you, boo-boo. I got you.
Little Debbie became Big Deborah. I cracked myself up. I watched this thing about ADHD and about you laughing at your own jokes because I do all the time.
Was it at 1 o'clock in the morning when you couldn't sleep because your ADHD was going apeshit?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Who knows?
I
I
was
don't
probably
know.
snoring away next to you.
Yeah, that is our life.
Yeah.
Accurate AF. Anyway.
Which I'm going to have to get a sleep study before long.
Let me know when you're done and I'll just return after that.
Come on back so we don't lose you.
Yeah, because I be gone. She
Yeah.
gone. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying now. Thanks a heap there.
You were watching a video about ADHD.
Oh, yeah. But what was I going to say? Shit. This is terrible. I've literally forgotten.
See, I can keep you on track, but
Oh, but squirrel,
yeah.
real fucking fast.
Yeah. Was it one of the ones you usually send me about how they break down the thought processes behind ADHD and
Oh, yeah. That's what it was.
Okay.
Thank you. See, look at you.
I got you.
You're learning.
I got you.
I'm so proud. Oh God. I went on too long. About lost it.
Reel it back in.
Oh, it's because we laugh because it's the first time we're also hearing it
Yeah.
because we don't think it and then say it. It just comes out
You
and
just
we're
spit
just
it
as
out.
surprised as everybody else. God dang it. That took 20 million years to spit out and I'm real sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. I mean,
I had to pop my elbow.
you got to own it. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
It's bad. The tism's bad, y'all.
Yeah, that is your tism.
It has gotten around the new workplace that I have a weird habit / knack
Oh God, what is this?
for picking out people's celebrity lookalikes, whether it be a cartoon character or whatever. You know I do it all the time.
Yeah, no, I know you do it.
I had a provider come up to me and goes, it's come to my attention. And he tells me, you give people nicknames. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, what's mine? I said, well, you can't ask for it on demand. It's not coming to me yet.
It's
it
not
will.
like Xfinity.
It will.
Yeah.
I've already met Adam Sandler's wife.
Oh, okay.
Girl looks just like him. Like her. My bad. She's gorgeous. And one of the other girls I work with looks just like Daria, the cartoon.
Oh,
Glasses,
nice.
hair, bangs, and all.
Nice.
She's just a little more peppier than her, but she looks just like her. And then we had Sideshow Bob and Will Ferrell.
Mm.
Yeah, so everybody looks like somebody. But you can't just demand it.
Yeah, you can't just bring
That's
it
not
out.
how it works.
All right,
not
so
how
I'm
it
going to
works.
demand it.
No,
What's
I don't
mine?
have yours.
You don't have after all these years?
No, I don't do yours. Like, I don't have yours or mom's or any the man child's or anybody's. Like, it's more people like I just meet. Like, it just clicks and it hits me the first time, and I'm like, oh,
The randomness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So how have things been going with the providers and now being on the ICU and
It's been fine for the most part, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing's really come up as of late yet. Anything good.
That's kind of a good thing in a way.
Yeah, I like it that way.
Yeah, a little bit more even keel.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
so off the cuff and crazy like it was for the first few weeks for you.
Yeah. It's been a little bit better. And it's a chaos, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. Like,
Right.
It's more comfortable than the previous units that I've been on, too.
Yeah, because you've been so used to the ICU
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah. So that's really it. There's nothing that's been super duper exciting there lately, which also I'll take it. But I did listen, I don't think I told you. So last week had to have been Wednesday or Thursday. It was Thursday. The man child calls me.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Mom, I've been doing a lot of thinking and I got some constructive criticism or something along those lines. And I was like, oh, buddy.
What, for the podcast?
Yeah, I'm buckling
shit.
up. I'm buckling up for this one.
Here we go.
He goes, you guys should really do video.
Clearly he hasn't been listening.
I'm like, sir, we are currently working on it.
He is not a dedicated fan anymore.
No, he's not, I don't think. We lost him somewhere in the middle. I'm not really sure what did it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe his whole childhood with me is really what's going to throw him in therapy. I don't know.
It'll be all right. I mean, at least some therapist will make some good money someday.
That is true. You're welcome.
Yeah. So what, I mean, how did the rest of that conversation go? Because there has to be more to it than just we're working on it. I feel like there was some more to it there.
No, I started giggling because I'm like, we've been talking about it forever.
Well, but if he'd been listening, he'd know that we're like working on it.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what killed me. And that's why I was like, dude, where are you? Where have you been, bro?
What the hell?
And that really was it. Because I can tell you one thing. My child probably definitely has ADHD. So
I would say a little bit, but probably not as bad as you do.
No, but he's definitely got a touch of the tism somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you put the two of us in a conversation together, we both forget, though.
I know.
Terrible.
Oh, I know.
And he's just as bad as I am.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know what we were talking about. He's like, me either, Mom.
You'll have a fucking squirrel moment and be like, what were we talking about?
And he's gone, too.
Yeah.
He totally checked out the mimit.
Mimute.
The mimit, that's the story of the day.
That's the word right there. Elissa's new word of the episode. Mimute.
That's the word of the day. Folks.
We don't say minute in this household. It's mimute.
You know what word we don't say right in this household? And I haven't realized it until recently. There's two of them.
Okay.
And I really have to catch myself sometimes. And one of them is, bear with me, behaving. I can't say that, right? In a sentence. I've been having good. Like, I've been having good.
Yeah.
I can't even say
You
it
can't
normal.
I've been having. Yeah.
I can't say it. I don't know what my problem is.
Better start behaving.
Yeah, I have people look at me at work and I'm like, oh, sorry, at my house, this is what that means.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to translate.
Yeah, the
It's
other one
Elissa speak.
is my terrarium. I call it a tetratarium. I had to really think about it hard, too, to even say it. My tetratarium. And people are like, what? I'm like, and they're like, terrarium? And I'm like, yes.
It's like Tetris and a terrarium
It's a
together.
tetratarium.
Tetratarium.
I don't know why I can't say that either. God, my mind is not right at all.
Well, I mean, you created Mimute, and now we have been having
Yeah, been having good.
and Tetratarium.
Tetratarium. That's all I got for you this week, folks.
So going back to kind of the serious stuff that you were talking about.
Oh, God. We're circling back.
No. Here, what do you feel is your direction going forward as far as, obviously you said that the imagery in the video, like it made you feel uncomfortable. It made you, feel
Right.
not so happy with yourself. Where do you see yourself moving forward with it now that we are moving into a video format and everything else?
I can't even count on how many times I've lost weight and gained it. Obviously, I'm not doing something right in the mix. Like, it's not about just losing the weight, right?
Right.
It's not about just changing my eating habits and losing the weight. There's more to it than that, right?
Mhm.
It has to be. It has to be. The first is, and this sounds dumb, and I know it does, but I truly don't know what self-love is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. And I mean, I've been in therapy for years and I still don't know what that is. I feel like I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that's where I've gone wrong. Like, clearly I can lose the weight. Sometimes I can keep it off if I even want to. Like, sometimes I cannot if I choose. But like all these years, I can't have just been going up and down for no reason at all. Like,
Right.
I just think that there's more to it. And since I don't, I'm 39 now. And I still don't know what self-love is. Like, I feel like my jumping off point. And I feel like with that, everything else will fall into place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, to try and find more of a balanced lifestyle, mentally, physically, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I think that, that's the starting point. And then, understanding that other people's criticisms and thought processes and all that other shit, that shit doesn't matter. None of that matters, and you have to get it to the point where none of that matters. And then it makes it so that for you internally, that negativity doesn't matter anymore. And then you can actually, I feel like
I should love myself enough that should block out that negativity, but it doesn't because I don't know what that is and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So I feel like I said, with that, I feel like everything will fall into place about how I feel and how I look at not only myself or how I let other people, thoughts or feelings or observations tear me down. Like, I clearly allow it because I'm the only one inside here. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
yeah.
That sounded weird, but you know what I meant. And I just need to figure that out.
Yeah. So you're not going to let Laura out, your other personality?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just Patricia.
Just Patricia.
What's that meme? With what's his name on it?
With what's his name? What's his name?
Oh, he played Dr. Oh my God.
What movie?
Okay, first of all, we have to jump around 50 million times. Patrick Stewart. What Wolverine? What Marvel character was he?
Who was Wolverine?
No.
Who was Patrick Stewart?
Who was Patrick Stewart in the movies?
Yes, Professor Xavier.
Okay, the guy that plays the young version of him.
Yes.
He was in that movie with the multiple personalities.
Right, yes.
What movie is that?
I believe it's Glass. No, that was the sequel that had Bruce Willis in it.
I don't know. He's lost his mind too, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, that's a sad one though.
I know, it really is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fucking Nakatomi Plaza.
Well, now that you guys have now heard how my brain works, did you see how far we had to jump around just to get to one thing?
Just all the way around.
Anyway, this is so dumb. It's from that movie where he's like, no, that wasn't me. It was Patricia.
And see, the funny thing is I knew exactly where that quote comes from, but I enjoy us going through and figuring out where it comes from.
So you make me do this for nothing?
Well, no, I enjoy it. I enjoy conversing with you about it.
But it's frustrating for me.
But see, hey, maybe the listeners
Sorry, guys.
and viewers, they don't know where that quote comes from. So just because I know doesn't mean everybody else is going to know. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. But I don't think they asked for an insight of my brain, sir.
Well, but you offered it. So we're going to lay it out there. It is your podcast, remember?
I like how you like to throw that out there when it's the most convenient thing for you to use.
Yeah, I just had to put it out there.
And with that, this episode... No.
Not yet. Not yet. We still got a little more to go. A little more to go.
A little more to go?
Yep, that's right. It ain't got no gas in it.
Mores and what was it?
What?
What did I say? Not minutes.
Mimute.
Mimets.
Mimute. Yes.
Mores and mimets.
We got a few more mimets.
That was funny. Wow.
So, what are some upcoming things that you're looking forward to? Doesn't necessarily have to be podcast related. Doesn't necessarily have to be... Ooh, I know. Where should we go on vacation? Where should we go on vacation for our
Somewhere
anniversary?
we've never been. I'm tired of going to the same damn place.
Okay. So where's somewhere we've never been that you'd want to go?
I don't know. I don't really know.
It's like Xfinity. It's on demand. Come on.
I want to go to that resort in Florida. Look, I can't afford a vacation to... What's that one place called? The Maldives?
The Maldives.
I don't know how you say it properly, guys, so don't come for me. But there's like a resort in Florida that looks like that. I want to go there.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at, but I want to go there.
I mean, research it. Let's figure it out.
Oh God, that's gonna be terrible.
What, the research part of the trip?
The research part, not the trip.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a planner. Did we talk about this?
No.
About me not being a planner?
No.
Like
Well,
that?
I mean, we did a little bit when, you kind of griped about my production calendar and all that other stuff. So.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if this tells you anything at all, I do not plan our vacations. I don't do it. I don't
Nope.
want to do it.
Nope.
I don't think it's fun.
Nope.
I want no part of it. In fact, let me tell you how bad I am at it. I decided to surprise my wonderful husband with a road trip.
Now hold for just a second. I am going to preface this by saying this is one of the most enjoyable trips and vacations we've had together.
And he truly does mean that.
Yes.
But anyway, let me tell you what had happened though.
What had happened was?
I surprised him until the night before.
Yes.
I kept it a secret.
You told me that we were going on a trip.
I picked the dates.
But
I booked the
you weren't going to tell me.
Paid for it. I was adulting at its finest.
Yep.
And then we show up. And let me tell you what had happened. I thought I had booked a tiny home. I did, but I did not anticipate said tiny home to be a shed. That was just willy-nilly on somebody's property.
Right next to the lake.
Right next to a lake and a really loud-ass road.
And when we say shed, this is one of those, like, you know how they advertise those rent-to-own sheds?
The mini barns.
Yeah, the mini barns that are like 40 foot long and, have a little
It was
loft in
super
them.
cute.
Yeah.
And it was super cute in theory until we get there. And I realize that the loft above is where the bed is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very steep ladder that my big ass has to climb up. And I get to the top and they have made a rail, which safety first, of logs.
Yeah.
And I'm literally stuck. And Jason's like, well, what are you doing? He didn't say it like that, obviously. But I was like, okay, you're either going to have to push or pull because there ain't no way this ass is getting out of here alone. So he pulled me down. I said, well, we're not sleeping up there.
And what did we do?
We went to Walmart and bought an air up mattress, an air blow dry mattress is what I was going to say.
An air blow dry mattress? Yeah.
Air up mattress.
Yep.
And we proceeded to freeze our asses off all live long night because there was no insulation.
No insulation.
It was a shed.
And the only source of true heat that they had, because they had a mini split in there, but it was for cooling only. It did not have any kind of heat.
No.
And it just so happened to be one of the coldest times around May.
Around your birthday.
Yeah, around my birthday that I think I'd ever personally experienced.
Like temps dropped down in the low 40s.
Oh, lower than that a couple of nights.
I had on how many layers of clothing that morning?
And blankets, and we had to use the electric fireplace for our heat source.
We were huddled up. Let me tell you what.
Laying next to it on the air mattress.
Oh, oof. Anyway.
But it was fun.
So I had planned golf. And there were a few places on the Bourbon Trail we wanted to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the two things confused. I needed to book the Bourbon far out and the golf short because that's how they do their booking. Instead, I tried to do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucked it all up. But we did end up going golfing.
Yep.
We also did end up going to Jim Beam.
Yep. And
Granted,
got to do their
it was
tour.
10 a.m. in the morning.
Hey, you know what?
We had the Breakfast of Champions, though.
That we did.
That was a flight of Jim Beam.
Yep.
And then...
Champed right through it.
And we got to do other fun things. But we got to do what we wanted to do. That's the moral of the story. And I had a double ear infection and strep throat, remember?
Yep, because I remember when we were playing golf, you took a swing and damn near fell over.
I did fall over. I fell straight in the grass. I said, I had my ears hurt so bad. And when I started going around, I just didn't stop. And I just went, whoop. And I go, I think I'm done. And you're like, I think you're done.
Yeah, I was like, just sit on the golf cart. And you were like, oh, I'll drive around. I was like, no, you won't. Just sit on the golf cart.
I did too. I think I fell asleep.
Yeah, you did.
But I got some really good pictures. We had a lot of fun. We
Yeah,
really
was a
did
really
have
good
a
time.
blast. But that's my planning skills in a nutshell.
But the funny thing is, like, the way that worked out, it, like I said, it truly was probably one of the most enjoyable vacations I think I've ever been on, period. And because I'm I like to go and just kind of hang out and just relax and just kind of fly by the seat of my pants for the most part when it comes to exploring and doing different things. Like we had certain things planned, like Jim Beam or playing golf and that kind of stuff. But everything else was just kind of like, hey, what do we want to go do today?
Right.
So that gave us something to do, to focus on, to kind of work on together. But then it also allowed us to just kind of relax and just kind of be instead of worrying about, we have to go here, have to go there.
We did have a lot of fun. I won't lie. We did have a lot of fun on that vacation. We got to see some really cool places. We went to some local winery. Like, we just had a blast.
You remember that really cool winery that had that old golden retriever that kept hanging out?
Yeah, I still have a couple of their bottles downstairs.
Yeah. That place was really cool.
Yeah, I still get emails from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want to go back down there?
Not this time. I'm
No?
going to go somewhere else. I know where I want to go.
Where?
Every basic bitch's dream.
Oh, Lord.
In September.
Starbucks?
No, I want to go to Salem,
Oh, my God.
Massachusetts. That's where I want to go.
That's a haul.
Oh, you asked. I told you.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit of a drive.
I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know. Maybe something
I'll just be your passenger princess.
a little bit closer.
You did not give me a destination mileage preference.
Oh, I'm just,
I just told you.
I'm just
That's all I
putting it out
got for
there.
you.
Like, I'd prefer not to drive for, 14 hours.
I'd prefer not to drive anywhere for that amount of time, period.
Yeah, but the money you save compared to flying?
Yeah, but for my sanity, I feel like money's just an object.
Right, okay. Tell that to me when I plan the next vacation. That's
That's a lie. I won't. But anyway.
Yeah, I'll pick the most expensive resort we can go to.
You always do.
No, I don't.
You have expensive taste, man.
Hey, when it comes to experiences like we talked about, when it comes to experiences, I mean, I'm more than happy to pay for it. I'm more than happy to spend the money on it because who knows if we'll ever get to do it again.
That's true.
You
I
know?
told somebody that the other day.
And that's the most important thing is, being able to spend the time together and go and experience those things together. We can replace the money. You can't replace the memories,
No,
so that for me, it doesn't matter.
it's a life lesson, folks.
All the life lessons.
All the life
And hey, guess what? On that note,
lessons. Oh, is it already time?
it's a positive note. We're going to end on a positive note. Started serious, end on positive.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. I truly appreciate you listening to me and me, talk about how I look like Shrek. We're twinning. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us anyway. Jason, on that note, do you have anything else to say, sir?
No, just as always, thank you for, supporting us and following.
128 likes, by the way.
We lost a couple. We're down to 126.
Motherfuckers.
It's okay. It's okay. It ebbs and flows.
Maybe it's the amount of bombarding that you do with posts that you make me share all the time.
No, I want everybody to know what we're doing.
Okay. All right. It was simply a suggestion.
I'm just saying.
Just a suggestion.
I want everybody to know what we're doing.
All right, guys. We're out. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure to share and like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Adventures of E and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@Adventures of E. See you next time.